Hi, this is Eric Miller from iPhone Photography School, and in this video you'll learn how to use the Tools tools in Enlight. If you click on Tools, you'll see there are four options that come up: Mixer, Reshape, Heal, and Tilt Shift. Let's talk about Mixer first. Mixer is great if you want to do some special effects photos because it allows you to combine two different photos into one. Let me show you what I mean. I'm going to click on Mixer. In the background here, you can see I've got a photo of this man, and he's deliberately underexposed. In order for this particular trick to work, you need to have a white background, and your subject needs to be a little bit on the dark side. Now, I think this will work really nicely with an image that I have of a canola field, these yellow flowers in this canola field. So, first thing that happens is the second image pops into place and it just puts it right in the middle. You can resize it however you want. It doesn't really make much sense yet, but let me show you what happens when you click on Tools. When I click on Tools, I can switch to my blending modes, and if I pick a different blending mode, let's try Screen, you'll see what happens, which is now the second photo appears inside the first photo. If I click on Tools again, I can still move this other photo around. I can even rotate it 90 degrees. Might be kind of fun to have the skyline go right through that guy's face like that. I can also go to blending mode and decrease the amount of the blend. I can also look at some other ones like lighten or plus lighter. You can just try out some different things. You never quite know what you're going to get if you try out some different fun blending modes. Let me show you something else that the Mixer tool is good for: compositing two images together in a slightly more realistic manner. In the background, I've got a photo that I shot looking out the oculus of a building. I'm going to click on Mixer, and then I'm going to click on this photo of a plane here. And I'm going to go ahead and click on Tools. I'm going to click on the blending mode and go to Multiply. Get that plane a little centered, make it a little bit smaller. Now you can see I also see the rest of my photo there, which I don't really want. But I can use the Erase tool here to erase the parts of the image that I don't want. I'm just going to rub my finger over it, and you can see it does a pretty good job of intelligently masking out the areas that I don't want. I'm going to zoom in closer. Then I can go back and maybe look at a slightly different blending mode. Let me see what happens if I just do the normal one. Yeah, the normal one looks just fine there. And then I can actually make that plane be a little bit smaller still. So that's how you use the Erase tool in the Mixing tool. Next, let me show you another neat tool that Enlight has, which is Reshape. Reshape allows you to change the shape or size of something in your photo. Let's say I want to make the leaf in this photo just a little bit bigger than it is right now. If I click on Reshape, I can just, with my finger, drag it and make it a little bit bigger and a little more prominent in the photo. I'll click on Before and After. That's pretty neat. Now you notice that in addition to making the leaf bigger, I also made that little crack between the stones, I changed the shape of it, and maybe I don't want to do that. Let me undo everything. Back to the starting point. There's a neat tool you can use within this feature which is called Freeze. I'm going to click on Freeze, and with the Freeze tool highlighted, I'm just going to paint on everything in the photo that I don't want to change. There. Now I'm going to go back to my tools again, and again make that leaf just be a little bit bigger. But now I don't need to worry about changing any of the stuff that's shaded red in the photo because that's frozen. I'm going to go ahead and hit OK. And now you can see the before and after. The leaf is bigger, a little bit more prominent, but the rest of the photo stayed exactly as it was. It's a really neat feature. The next tool I want to show you is called Heal. It's got a couple of modes. Let's look at the patch mode. What's nice about the patch mode is you can get rid of something in your photo that you don't want. Let's say I want to get rid of that bird. I just put the circle over the bird, and you can see the source of what's copying comes from the other circle. So if I just put it in another section of the sky, that pretty much gets rid of the bird entirely, which is great. But let's say I have something a little bit more complicated to get rid of. Like, I've got this photo of this coffee cup, but there's a black mark on the table there that I don't really like. Let's say I want to get rid of that. I can just click on the Heal tool and click on Patch. And again, you can see here's my source and here is my destination. If I move the destination over the patch I don't want, let's see, I can move it around till it looks just like I want. I can make it a little bit bigger or a little bit smaller. That looks pretty good. But let's say I want to do more to this. I can click on the Flatten button, which is the arrow pointing downward, and I can click on Patch one more time. Again, this time I'm going to get rid of that little mark that's there. There. Now if I show you the before and the after, you can see that that tool did a very good job of hiding that black mark. The last tool I want to show you in this set is called Tilt Shift. Tilt Shift is great when you want to make something look miniature. Like here I've got this rider on a horse inside this arena. If I click on Tilt Shift, the default is a circle, but in this particular case, I think having a line, or actually a mirror is what they call it, will be the best thing. Mirror just means that everything above and below that bar will be out of focus. So I'm going to bring that bar down so it's just a little band around that rider. And you can see these arrows here. If I drag them closer or farther, that's the transition zone between what's sharp and what is nice and blurry. So I'm going to go ahead and click OK. And you can see the before and the after. It's done a neat job of doing a special effect to this shot, which helps emphasize the rider and the horse. And those are the tools that are available in the Tools set in Enlight: Mixer, Reshape, Heal, and Tilt Shift.